This is News at Prime. Let's bring you this now. All eyes are on how far the Global South has come since joining the world's most powerful economic forum back in 1999. From South Africa's early seat at the G20 table to leading the group for the very first time, what milestones have been achieved and what challenges remain? Here's business reporter Ntokozo Khumalo, who takes a look back at the formation of the grouping.
In the late 1990s, the world was hit by the Asian financial crisis that sent shockwaves across the global economy. In response, the world's 7 biggest economies, or G7, decided to open up its bloc. And that's how the G20 was born, bringing together developed and emerging economies to better coordinate global financial and economic policy. And right from the start, South Africa had a seat at the table.
The West itself, or the G7 to be straight, was not able to hedge their bets in the manner that they did before. So economies had multiplied, economies had diversitized, but there were also regional centers in the true sense of the word in terms of economic growth, in terms of economic production. And once you have that, you can no longer command, but the laws of economies take over.
At first, the G20 focused on stabilizing global markets, but after the 2009 global financial crisis, its work expanded, tackling development, climate change, energy security, and corruption. By 2015, the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals and the Paris Climate Agreement became part of the G20's agenda. Then came the COVID-19 pandemic in 2020. The G20 introduced the Debt Service Suspension Initiative, offering relief to low-income countries. And between 2022 and 2024, the presidency passed through 3 major emerging economies, Indonesia, India, and Brazil, showing just how much the Global South has become central to the conversation. Still, more than 2 decades later, many believe the Global South is still struggling to find its true voice in global decision-making.
On the G20, the influence from powers that be at the time, from G7 and those who were controlling the global economy, that system was still in place. And it was influencing and still influencing G20. But the formation of BRICS, or first the BRIC and then BRICS, took a disjuncture from the instruments of yesterday, and that was clear why that was happening. Why that was happening, we didn't want a place at the table of Western economies. BRICS was very clear about that. We are creating a table of our own.
It's taken South Africa 26 years to hold the presidency of the Group of 20, a formation made up of 19 countries and 2 regional blocs, the African Union and the European Union. Just a year after the G20 formation, South Africa joined Brazil, Russia, India, and China in what would become the BRICS bloc, a move that many say gave the Global South a stronger, more united voice than the G20 ever could. Economists say South Africa's presidency is a chance to push the G20 to live up to its founding promise of coordinated economic action that supports development for all.
So I really like the intersectionality between macroeconomic planning, industrial policy, global financial architecture, right? But also fundamentally, then obviously still lending it home to the fact that governments must actually focus on designing domestic policies that looks at, firstly, income inequality, that looks at issues around housing, access to education, and healthcare.
As South Africa prepares to welcome world leaders to Johannesburg, it carries the hope of the entire Global South for fairer trade, shared growth, and a louder collective voice. For the presidency to truly make history, South Africa must not only host the G20, but also reshape it. For Newzroom Afrika on Channel 405, I'm Ntokozo Khumalo, counting down to the G20 Leaders Summit in Pretoria.